What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over X82 by Thenatan. Make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But with no further delay, let's get right into this plugin, baby.
Some, hit the key.
All right, guys, so X82 is the second version of X8. If you don't know what it is an 808 plugin. The intro price to this is currently going to be $29.50, but if you have X81, you can upgrade to this version for $808, $8.08. Gotta like that pricing. But when you open up the plugin, it is going to look like this. As you can see, it is a lot more complex than the original version. This version right here is going to come with over 900 808 samples and over 400 kick samples. So as you see here, it's got a couple of different engines that you can use. Up top, you got your 808 engine. Down here, you have your kick engine. What's dope about this is that you can load in your own samples. It says that you can load in kick samples. Surprise, surprise, you can load in 808 samples too and get them to sound fierce. So with this, you get a lot of control over your sound and your 808s. We'll go over all that here in a minute. But as you see here, you get control obviously over ADSR, gain, drive, you get distortion, different blend modes, freak, which is a few different effects mixed together. You can click this button right here and get some more controls here as well. And then you can click this and then boom, you have more controls here as well. So you can do a whole lot with this plugin. With this, I made a little sample beat as always. I made my own 808 for this one right here. You can save your own presets. It's not all the way mixed down as always, but let's go. All right, guys, so that's the little sample beat that I put together for you guys today. Let's go ahead and hop back into X82 and check this thing out. So again, as we look here, you get a whole lot of control with this thing. So up here, you can choose different 808s. If you want to swap them out, you can put in whatever 808 that you want. So as you hear this, we can swap this one out to the next one if we want to. You know, and it's just really easy to get a new 808. So that's pretty cool. Over here you have attack, you have hold, you got decay, you got sustain and release. This attack is really important because when you're pairing these two, the kick and the 808 together, on some of the 808s, the attack might be like over here, and it's going to make the 808 sound a little bit off. So if you get one that's like that, but you want to change it up and you don't know why, just come over here and pull the attack down a little bit and it'll get it back over here. And it also has to where you can move the start of the 808. And you can also where you want it to end to as well. So then you can also do that with the kick as well. So that's a nice feature too. As we look down here, obviously we have hold, decay, sustain, and release. Underneath that, we have gain, and then we have pitch. So you can pitch the 808 up and down. Obviously, gain's going to turn up the volume. And then right here, we have drive. So I'm going to turn drive down, and then I'm just going to turn it up as I let the 808 play. So you can hear how it just drove that 808. So next to that, we have high pass, we have low pass. That should be pretty self-explanatory, but I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like. So that's nice. Underneath that, we have the kick. Here with the kick, both of these, you can turn each layer on and off too as well. So if I turn the 808 off, so that's nice. I'm gonna leave that off for just a second so we can go to the kick part. With the kick part, we have a bunch of different kicks here too as well. One thing that I didn't mention is that this thing is good for all genres. So you're gonna be able to use this in like EDM, hip hop, lo-fi, any kind of genre that you want, you'll probably be able to use this in. All right, so what's cool too is, so I'm gonna go ahead and push play on this kick right here. Now that kick sounds like that because I have this damage on, but if I turn the damage off, see here, it's a basic kick, which is cool. This button right here is super important because this button right here will allow for all the notes to go in different keys. Right now it's just set to C, but like if you wanted to import a sample like an 808, you have to turn this on right here and it's gonna make the kick or the 808, whatever you use, move to the actual key that you have it on, opposed to just it being on C. So you hear how it's going to different notes, pretty cool feature as well. I also forgot to mention there's this roll the dice button right here. So you can hit that and it'll just randomize and give you a random kick or a random preset if you want to use the randomizer that's over here. But this has the same engine as the Brain. So, it's pretty solid randomizer. Underneath that, you'll see it still has the same controls. So it's going to have the gain, it's going to have the pitch, it's going to have the drive, it's going to have the high pass, and it's going to have the low pass here as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn all this back on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on so we can go over this part right here. All right, so you hear all that sounds. If we want to give it a little more oomph, obviously we can turn the gain up. We just get a basic 808 there, but once we turn this damage on, we can really change the way the 808 sounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that all the way down, push play and turn it up so you can hear it. So that's cool. Let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room right now. This right here is a little sampler. So if I click this, it'll let me hear what the 808 sounds like. And then also once you start controlling the LFO and everything like this, it'll move around so you can see exactly what it's doing on this page, which is pretty cool. Underneath that, we have a bit crusher. And then underneath that, we have blend. So with blend, if you turn it up into the green, it's going to blend more into the 808. If you turn it down, it's going to blend more into the kick. And then we have this freak control right here. So this is a few different effects. So you can get that to do some cool stuff. And then underneath that, you have a filter. So if you filter to the right, I believe it's a low pass, and to the left, it would be a high pass, obviously. Over here, you have a couple of different layers that you can add. So you can add a sine layer for a sub layer, and then you can add a noise layer as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with this sine layer. So you heard how immediately it just made it sound like it was louder. So it just kind of fattens up that low end there for you and makes it thicker. We like them thick. And then right here, we got the noise layer too. And then underneath that, we have duck and we have glide. So obviously it should be self-explanatory. Over here, we have pitch bend and then we have mod wheel. So you can use those as well. If we click this button right here on the blend, it's gonna take us over here to our balancer. And so with the balancer, you can add more oomph to the sub layer, the body layer, and the top. So you have your low end, your mid, and then you have your highs. And then underneath that, you have an X wide, which will widen out the 808. You can add more width to the top end right here. And then this mono right here will add mono to everything underneath here. So if I bring this up to 1.3 hertz, it monos everything under 1.3 hertz. I'll go ahead and turn this on as well so you can hear what it sounds like. I'm gonna push play first and then I'm gonna turn it on. And now I'll mess with the wide over here for you too, and the mono as well. I hope you have headphones on because you'll definitely be able to hear all this. So with this one, it's pretty cool because again, it widens everything that's above whatever frequency you set it to. So it can keep the main part of the bass right in the middle of the mix for you. And then we'll go ahead and hit this width too as well. So I know some of you guys are straight animals out there, and I know you guys love wide 808s, so you can definitely use this to make your 808 as wide as you want it. Me, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it regular. Over here, we have more controls that we can mess with as well. So we can click this button right here, we click this, and it's gonna bring us over to basically our LFOs and our, this right here, velocity, is basically your filter and velocity combined. So with this, if I turn this on, and you get a bunch of different filter types here that you can mess with. So as you can tell there, you can do some cool stuff. Right here, you have your filter envelope. You have your ADSR right here. Underneath that, you have a filter LFO, which can do some pretty cool stuff as well. And so you have different waveforms with this as well. I like the random one the most because it just kind of, it's a funky waveform. And then you can also come over here and you can change it to any of these if you want. So that's pretty dope. And then underneath that, you just have your pitch LFO. All right, guys, so next what I want to do is I want to show you guys my favorite part about the 808 plugin. As we come here, I'm going to go ahead and mute this. So right here is where we can drop in our own samples. So I'm just going to push play real quick. So you hear how it's a kick right there. You can put a kick in there, so we'll do that first. What you have to do is you're gonna have to hit this button right here. Oh, I forgot, this button right here is reverse as well, so you can reverse the sound. And then you see it'll bring this up and it'll tell you just to drop the audio file. So then boom, you can drop your file in there. And then now I have a kick in there. And you can use all these effects for that. But what I want to do is I want to actually use this for an 808. So let's just drop this basic 808. It sounds like this. So it's nothing fancy. Boom, now we have it in there and it sounds like this. Now it only sounds like that because I have damage on, but listen to it again. All right, so now once we hit this keyboard button, it's gonna make it move in different notes where it's supposed to be. So it's not just playing C anymore. And now we can start messing with this other stuff and start freaking out this our own 808, our favorite 808s. So you hear how thick that 808 got? That's just pretty solid because again, we can use this to do so much more. So let's go ahead and go through some presets. I have that same pattern pulled up right here. I'm just gonna play that for a minute and then I'm going to go ahead and play on another melody so you can hear what some of the 808s sound like with another melody. I'm just gonna play a hi-hat and a snare with this as well. But this is one of the 808 patterns and I'll just go through some presets at random. I can't stress enough, what's really nice about this is that you can, if you don't like how thick that 808 sounds, you can just come over here and add some more, you know what I'm saying, some more low end to it, and then you can also add some low end right there as well. So that's pretty solid. I forgot to mention here as well, if you push this search button, it's gonna take you to all of the 808s. There's all kinds of different 808s in here. So there's some dubstep, there's some distorted, there's some I Feel Lucky, In Your Face, just all kinds of, a lot of these are gonna be weird 808s, but down here in this original library is where you're just gonna get some straight solid 808s. But all these other 808s are pretty solid too, they're just different. Like I was mentioning earlier with this, if you notice that the 808 is taking too long and you want it to not take so long to kick in, you can just turn this duck off and then mess with this attack right here. And you see how that just fixed that for you. So that's pretty solid as well. I guess I forgot to hit this randomize button. Let's hit that a couple of times. So with that randomized button, you know, you might have to do a little bit of work, but it will give you something that's a little bit interesting, a little bit different. So I'm gonna play a few more presets for you guys. I pulled up a different project that I was working on. This just has basically a couple of melodies and some drums to it. But with this one, I just wanted you guys to hear it on just different stuff. So it's not a complete beat. It's just gonna be a little bit of a loop, but here we go. And this is one of the presets I made. I made a couple of them. Let me know if you guys want me to make a preset pack for this. Maybe I'll make like 50, 60 presets or something like that and sell it for like $5. Let me know below in the comments. If you guys want it, I'll do it for you. Here's another preset that I made though. And I'll play just a couple more 808s for you guys without any melody going, but I'm gonna have the drums going. So let's go ahead and check out some of these dubstep ones. All right, guys, so that's what I got for you guys today. As you guys can see there, you guys can get all kinds of 808s and sub basses out of this plugin right here. You can get everything from your classic sub basses, 808s, to some new age 808s, to dubstep, to whatever genre it is that you're looking for. Again, like I said earlier, the intro price on this is going to be $29.50. And if you have the first version of X8, you can get this one for $8.08, 808. My personal opinions, I think it's pretty fire. What I like, again, the most is the fact that you can drop your own samples in this and then use all the effects and all the tools in here to shape your 808 and do whatever it is that you want. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some hit the key.